What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be speaking about Mercury through the houses, and specifically this video is going to be about having Mercury in your partner's 7th house. Really having 7th house synastry with somebody can be really great for a relationship and has the potential to have this very harmonious element that's being brought into the relationship. Having the 7th house, having your planets falling into someone's 7th house can be very beneficial and very interesting to the relationship, because the 7th house is the house of partnerships and the house of relationships. It's going to show relationship interactions, especially those one-to-one relationship dynamics between two people on a daily basis, and what they seek in a relationship, how they show up for a relationship, and the potential for it being harmonious, and there being an emphasis on balance in their relationship is also something that comes with having planets coming into the 7th house, because the 7th house is opposite the 1st house, which is the house of self. The 7th house is going to be about being able to compromise and how you work with others, and it's about being able to balance those energies in relationships. And ultimately, when somebody's planets are falling into your 7th house, this can really reveal the compatibility and in what areas the compatibility lies in your relationship with that person, especially when it comes to things to do with commitment, partnership, and how they're going to support each other. And when it's positive aspects being made to the planets in the 7th house, it can show there being the potential for longevity in their relationship, and it can show them having that strength to be able to have really strong bonds and even strong emotional connection in their relationship and strong emotional intimacy between the two of them, as well as commitments. Even if there are challenging aspects being made to the planets in the 7th house, this is going to show where they need to work on things, or really where the power struggles and the difficulty is going to lie in the relationship. Whereas Mercury is the communication planet, this is the planet of intellect, communication, and understanding. It's going to show how they understand each other, especially intellectually, and it's going to show the mental connection between the two partners. So when it comes to having your partner's Mercury and it's in your 7th house, this can be great for a relationship in the sense that they can have mutual understanding between each other, and this can actually really enhance and make their communication even better, especially around things to do with relationships and within their relationship overall. This placement can bring the focus in their relationship to the relationship, and the Mercury person can really stimulate the 7th house person's mind. And that can be in their communication, it can be seen through the way of thinking. This placement can show them having very great conversations, and they can be very engaging, and they can also really enjoy being able to participate in conversations with each other because of just how mentally stimulating it can really be. They can have strong mutual understanding with this placement, and it can be very easy to feel very deeply understood. And that can be especially for the 7th house person with the Mercury person, but just as easily the other way around too. Because of this, they can also have a very strong empathy for each other, because they have this understanding of where each other is coming from when it comes to their thoughts, their feelings, their communication. And they can just really appreciate each other's opinions, each other's thoughts, each other's ideas. And this is a placement where it's like they fall in love with each other's minds. And when it comes to making their relationship work, communication is going to be a very important part of it. And they're going to place a lot of emphasis. There's going to be a focus on being able to communicate with each other. It's going to be very important and significant. They can be that couple that's going to talk things out. And because of this, they can have very strong ability to be able to solve problems and work through things and discuss things in their relationship quite easily and openly. And with this placement, there can be the potential for there being a lot of compatibility that comes naturally between the two partners and is easy to discover between them. And The Mercury person here can act or look like the person who's like a mentor to the seventh house person. They have a lot of knowledge that they bring into this relationship with the seventh house person, and can be a lot of learning, especially from the Mercury person to the seventh house person. And the seventh house person and the Mercury person can be on the same wavelength when it comes to the way they're looking at things or they think about things. They can have a lot of discussions or intellectual debates, and with them being very open to hearing each other out and being able to discuss things and talk things out, they can have that natural compatibility between the two of them because of this, and being able to create a lot of harmony when it comes to the mental connection, and when it comes to the communication is something that makes it so that they can be very compatible, because that strong mental connection that they have can lead to a lot of closeness as far as even the emotional connection. And the placements of Mercury here can be really great. And the seventh house person, not only do they feel heard by the Mercury person, but they feel deeply understood by them too. And that can make them feel more secure in this relationship with this Mercury person, and ultimately more confidence in their relationship because they know they can be open. They can rely on the communication as a foundation in this relationship with the Mercury person. And they can even have very strong feelings of admiration for the Mercury person's intellect, their mind, their knowledge, and the seventh house person can really appreciate and value this in the Mercury person. Like with them, communication can be exciting, it can be stimulating, it can be very engaging for the seventh house person, and they can feel very strong feelings of enjoyment through even just the communication that they have with the Mercury person, conversations that they have with the Mercury person, because of how exciting, it's more enjoyable, it is stimulating, it's engaging, and it can be very inspiring to the seventh house person. And in a lot of ways, it just resonates with them. And having this placement can show that they have a lot of similarities when it comes to their outlook in life, and also when it comes to a lot of the interests that they have can be very similar, and they can have similar values when it comes to these things. And their conversations here are never boring. They can be quite lively, and they can be very engaging for the both of them. And the Mercury person also appreciates the house person because of this. Even though they take the role of being more of the contributor and the person really bringing a lot of knowledge and mentoring or teaching when sharing information with the seventh house person, they do have an alignment when it comes to their outlook on things. And generally the communication can be quite open, honest communication that they have. It can be very effective communication that they share, where they can challenge each other, but they can also agree and be able to have conversations that are stimulating in that way. And when it comes to having that sense of open and honest communication with each other, they can feel comfortable with being able to express themselves because they have a sense of safety in their communication with each other. Like they can be open with each other, they can be themselves, their true selves with each other, and they're not going to be judged because they won't judge each other. When it comes to big things in their relationship, even the outlook on life, they can be on the same page with this placement, which can also be very great for their relationship and shows compatibility. If ever there are going to be any challenges that come up in their relationship with this placement, it can be in over intellectualizing their emotions when it comes to the way in which they are approaching the emotional side of things. Like coming at things to do with emotions from more of a mental space, as opposed to coming at it from more of a heart space. And even disagreements are possible with this placement, and they can get over those and be able to find common ground and compromise, and also being able to hear and understand each other, which is very positive and can be a great thing this placement can also bring into a relationship. Having your Mercury in your partner's seventh house is going to bring a lot of conversations or a lot of focus on relationships. So they could be having a lot of discussions and conversations around things to do with like marriage and commitment, and with this placement of Mercury in the 7th house, they're going to have a lot of mutual understanding or mutual viewpoints on things to do with relationships and marriage. And it's very likely going to make it so that they are very well on the same page when it comes to these things. And another nice thing about having this synastry placement with someone is the amount of clarity that it brings to a relationship. Even the desire to understand and to be understood by each other, and the willingness to be able to do that for each other means that they have more chances of being able to resolve any issues or any differences when it comes to any problems, which they can do through their communication, which is usually open and very honest and very effective because of that. This can show a very compatible connection with really good communication, and they can really push each other to learn more and be able to grow in this way. Well, that does it for this video on having your Mercury in your partner's 7th house in synastry. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to this channel for more videos. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.